Hey guys, this is another video here I'm doing. I want to talk to you and I would like you to leave some comments to tell me, how does a person manage depression and their disability at the same time? What what would you suggest? I know the praying, having faith in God, that's the spiritual aspect. But what about, you know, trying to reach the top shelf when you know you could have do that? Trying to feel as though you matter to people, you know, people stopping and staring at you because they never see a double amputee out in person. Um, how you manage the feeling sad and feeling like, you know, everybody looking at you with hateful and disgust in the eyes. How you deal with that feeling where when you gotta stand up for yourself and be assertive? People say, "Look, I got my feet, but you ain't got yours." How you deal with that? I putting out these other videos because I want people to see the stages that a person with disabilities go through, and that a person who is not favored go through, and how I became unfavorable by a majority amount of people, right? Why my mother held on to me despite people encouraging her to put me out, to get rid of me, to turn her back on me. She refused to do it because she see a light there. People only see darkness. And I kind of blame the women in society of how men are in this society, because a man has so much burden to be a man, unnecessary burden. He's supposed to get up and find a work and get a wife and have kids. Full stop. Anything outside of that don't matter. They got a lot of women only support groups. So much because women are classed as these vulnerable people, the weaker sex, the more people who are emotionally abused, who are susceptible to more abuse than men. And that's not always the case. Men are pressured from the time they are teens to the dead to have a certain standard of living. If not, they are seen in society as less of a man and are scorned. If you don't get a job and a car, you are nothing. You're worth nothing. They got women now that if you want a girlfriend now, you gotta got a car and a certain type of car too. You know, you can't got a little jalopy. She can't even get ramen to put in she bowl, but she ain't want you if you got a Toyota, you know. You got a hybrid car, electric car, and men breaking themselves to go and get these expensive cars and dressing them up so that the girlfriend will stand with them. So men is be pressured. Men is be trained from school that you is the head of the household, you gotta provide. But we don't deal with how men is feel emotionally, the transition into manhood, the lack of support, How many men is got somebody to talk to that they could talk with? How many support groups out there that cater to men and women alike? They either cater to women and children or none. There are very few men support groups in Barbados, but there are over dozens of women support groups. And I think it's a bit unfair to have a group cater to one sex and not the other. Men hurt. Men is go through a lot of depression and sadness, developmental issues, anger issues, frustration. And all they could do is group together with like-minded individuals that don't know as much from them neither, and form gangs. You wanna know why men is form gangs? Because the brotherly love will be there. If you touch that man, a whole gang will be you. But you got women out here who the world put so much expectations on these men that they got form gangs, they got form a way to bond, to have love and give love alike. The women is bond almost by eye contact with each other. More the women taking over the churches, the men is sitting back. The women don't really, if the women don't like you, you can't get in the way in the church. You can't get in the way in certain organizations. The burden of becoming a man is so hard. And then when you become disabled, man, it is worse. It is so hard. The pressure of society is so hard. I just talk what on my mind. I don't know if it makes sense to people, but I talk. Right? Especially if you got a bad reputation too, man. as a man, as an individual, let me use the word individual because I can't say man only. But as an individual, when you got a bad reputation, it's one thing. Cause you able-bodied, you could still go and make $1, a little welfare, and go where you want to go and apply for a job. It's a good job. But when you're disabled and you got a bad reputation, that's two things you got against you for life. Because we in a country that don't forgive. We don't forgive. We don't give leniency. We don't allow people to rebuild from their mistakes. Not here. You may get that in America and Europe because they have dedicated programs that when people leave prison, they can go. They got group homes, halfway houses, all different little things out there that can make a man, a man or a woman can go there and start to rebuild his or her life. And eventually get their own apartment, get married if they choose to, and live a better life. Here we don't have that. There ain't no group homes out here that a man could go to. There ain't halfway houses that a man could go to when he come out of prison or come out of the psychiatric hospital or come out of whatever institution he in, that he could go there, catch himself, and then let the welfare find a home for you to live in. There's none of that here. We got social workers here in Barbados, and the social services here in Barbados is disgusting. It's disgusting. They will help women achieve their goals more than a man. It is extremely hard for a man to get welfare. A woman can get welfare. All she got to do is fuck out 2 little children, and she can get all the welfare, all the support, all the food hampers. When Christmas time comes, all the gift hampers, all the clothes, the beds, the sheets, everything. When a man want a shirt to put the back or a sleeping bag to curl up in, he can't get it unless he buy it. He can't. If he get groceries, he get 2 biscuits and a tin of tuna. The women to get the chicken, the fish, the rice, the 3 bags of this and all that thing. It don't seem fair, but that's just how it works. I'm saying all this to say, our social structure in Barbados is not good and it needs reviving and it needs more work. That is why men are killing and because they're frustrated. They want to do better, but being forced into darkness because society does not want to give mankind or the black man or the white man or the drug addict or the mental patient a chance to revive. We got people who live in neighborhoods who have mental illness, who have disabilities. And you got people in the neighborhood that don't even check on your door, knock on your door. You want a little food, you want a little help hanging out your clothes, you want a little help with something, you want somebody to talk with. You don't have that. I mean, talk about the white people, this and the white people, that, but you look at the white people that live in communities. Their autistic children are well taken care of and well protected. You don't see the white people who are autistic children roaming about the street. You don't see when they reach adulthood that they be roaming about the place and homeless because they look out for one another. You got about 15 families in their community that's keeping contact, call. If they get in trouble with the police, they got somebody they can call. If they got the need counseling, they got somebody to talk to. There's going to train themselves to learn how to deal with their people, how to help them in the wheelchair, how to get them a drop to places. What are we doing? We are destroying each other all the time. Everywhere we go, we destroy each other. In New York, California, Barbados, the Caribbean, all we black people do is fight, fight, fight. Shut down every potential that a black person owns or want have. People with disabilities should be able to roam the streets as they see fit. And if somebody lost the way and can't get home, you should be able to accommodate that, help them get back home. You should be able to, somebody should be able to knock at the house and say, well, I just checking in to see if you need anything done, if you want help washing your dishes, if you want help sweeping the floor. Even though they live alone, somebody should be able to come in and check on them. We should have a like a home help. Home is everybody in the neighborhood. If we would chip in and help people who are lower than us and help them get steady on the feet, you will see how a lot of things will turn around. We live in a community where this boy cursed me. I ain't talking to you no more. I don't want nothing to do with you no more. When I first lost my legs, I used to get a drop almost everywhere I go. Hard used to catch a bus. But as people get familiar with me, and the police talk my name and talk about how bad it is and how bad they treat my mother and all that there, people develop harden their hearts against me and I don't get the drops anymore. I don't get offered the drops anymore. I don't get offered assistance. There got times that my wheelchair has become loose on the side of the road and I just pull over and I got tighten it and tighten it and the cars just zoom past me. If 20 cars will pass me. And you know what? I had to learn the hard way. That, you gotta learn to help yourself. So I always put tools in my bag to walk with. some kind of spanner to tighten my brakes. Because the brakes is get slapped from the vibrations and going through the potholes and things. So it's got a lot. I learned that with the dislikes. It's very sad. It's very hurtful, you know. But at the end of the day, you gotta learn to accept the change. It's change where you can change and accept where you can't change. I got the wisdom to know the difference. People that have been to prison, people that have done wrong, steal, rob, kill, whatever, they want love too. They want a chance of reconciliation and forgiveness. And we will hold that. We will give them everything under the world except for the forgiveness and love. People say, I can't get past the fact that he killed this body, he killed my cousin, and killed my friend. Yes, the pain will be there. But when you forgive that person and start to love them, you will feel that release. That hurt that you got will lessen. Try it and see. And that person will change and that person will end up being the best friend you ever had. You wanna know why? Because you take a chance. You give a chance that he want. All people want is a chance of redemption. All these young people that go in prison, all they want is redemption and love. That's all. Why we cannot give that? Why are we fighting so hard to give a man love? Why a woman in church can't give a brother a hug? I say, you know what? Yeah, God love you. When she got skin at him out because she know what he doing outside the church. She know the mark of women he is sleeping with. Why she can't come and hug him and say, you know what, Lord is forgive everybody. And we got a chance. You got a chance to live and redo your life. Why a brother can't sit or talk to another brother about who he is in a decent manner? I said, well, you know what? You got a problem at child support, and this is one thing that you need to change. If you start doing this, you will see that people that child support will be start to treat you nice. You know, give you a little advice on what to do to fix your current problem.